Hey, this is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you a daily word for men for September 4th, 2024. And the word today is reasonable. The wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. And that is from James 3:17. And here's a commentary. Reasonable people can logically follow sound thinking and understand how to follow a process or instruction. Their emotional state is balanced and they are attuned to what they are feeling and what others are expressing. Have you tried to talk with someone who is unraveling? Their emotions have overtaken their response system. Their thoughts cannot process in their prefrontal cortex. They end up answering illogical, unrealistic, irrational statements, often mixed with over-expressive emotions. We have witnessed these people from varying countries, genders, and ages. Is there any sense trying to talk with them or even trying to help them? Yes. It takes a reasonable and patient person, though. We can help them as Jesus did, and we should consider it part of our ministry to do so. Someday we will be that person, and we will need a patient helper to level our thoughts. And the question of the day, of the people you know, who has helped to exemplify patience and cares for others? Well, with regards to the question, for me it was my high school athletic director. I was extremely close to him. He was a Christian brother at a school called LaSalle Academy in Providence, Rhode Island. And he helped me a lot. I was going through a lot. My parents were divorcing. I was 15, and I had a scholarship there. And part of the scholarship was I would help him get his office set up. He opened it up to all the kids in the school. It was an all-boys school. And you could buy candy and soda and talk about sports or anything you wanted to talk about. And so we became very close. His name was Brother Anthony, Antony. Anthony was one of the first Christian monks in the Egyptian desert. And so he taught me so much about the value of learning, the value of my faith, and how, he had been, at that point, he had been a brother at the school for over 50 years. Perseverance. And so he is my person that I pick. Many times I would pick up shifts in a psych unit. I worked in neurology, neurosurgery, and they would come around and ask, hey, would you like to volunteer to go down to psych? And I always did. I'm always very interested in how people think, brain processes. And so I would go down there, and I'll tell you, almost to the person, people who were held against their will in the psychiatric hospital kind of had this inability to be logical and reasonable. They had crossed over that point, and their behavior was sometimes illegal, but sometimes a threat to themselves or others, even when they didn't know it. And it's quite something to see people at that low point in their life. Where I'd have to do an intake interview with them, and they really couldn't attend to anything I was saying. They were so mad, so disorganized. I'd have to put it off until they could talk to me later. And I saw that a lot, an awful lot. people just lose control of their emotions, and hopefully I did some things to help them. The way the health system is set up now, you don't get very much time with the psychiatrist, just like you don't get very much time with any of your doctors, and psychiatrists are medical doctors. And you just, they push meds. They push meds to even you out. A lot of people don't like the meds. So it's a tough thing, because you're never going to be able to talk to a doctor by yourself for a week or two. I mean, there were 44 people on both sides of the unit. He works an 8-hour day, and it's just not going to happen. So that was my experience with that. And you just have to be patient with them, reasonable, treat them as human beings, as fellow children of God, and hope that in a way you can get through to them. So I hope you had a good holiday weekend. I think some people are taking extra days off because it is not at all crowded on the road. Usually there's construction trucks, cement trucks, and I haven't seen any of that. In fact, I took my cat, Toby, down to have his nails cut this morning, because even though I'm a nurse, I'm a wuss. I can't cut my own cat's nails. I just don't want to hurt him. So I hope you had a good weekend. Stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow.